Alright, this is Hungry Hyena 78. This is a suggestion for Zombies World's Record website and Discord. I'll be covering a few topics in this video. The expectations and background I have for this suggestion, the integration that it'll require and if it's realistic, concerns you may have about the systems, and the benefits and non-benefits of the system. So let's talk about expectations and background. Um, Integration for this system is gonna definitely be far-fetched. You guys already have a really well-made and planned website for records. You have leaderboards and categories for pretty much everything, and it's really well made. So integrating this might be tricky, and it might not even be compatible. Um, there's going to be a lot of work that's going to be required, which is why it says hands needed may be too much. It's going to be, heavily reliant on the community. So there's going to be a lot of people who will have to chip in and actually make challenges, play challenges. It's, it's going to be very reliant on the community. The format is the easy part. Getting the community to play and participate is the hard part. There may be no necessity for this kind of thing. So implementing a system where players can make whatever challenges they want and play challenges from others may not be something you guys are interested in. Maybe you've tried it in the past. I know I was talking to someone on the Discord who said that, they've tried this sort of thing. However, I'm here to hopefully change your mind about that. I know a lot of you are already against this idea because of just, I guess, things that happened in the past and how it was attempted from what I've heard. And the idea may simply flop. All of these are not very good things for my expectations. I don't expect this idea to magically succeed and be an incredible thing. I will do my best to explain how the systems work and how beneficial they could be to the community, the zombies community. And yeah, that's about it. So I'll do my best. I can't guarantee that this idea is just gonna be the most incredible thing. And then some background is I have a Discord for the Dark Souls games. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but it has 700 plus people, and it uses the system that I'm going to show you. It does a very good job at it. It's been extremely successful. Plenty of people have participated, and I believe the Zombies World Records Discord has roughly a similar amount of people, so it might work out great. I have a lot of experience with the system. I made it myself. This entire thing I made myself. So everything I'm about to show you, I one day created in my head, decided to put to work, and then got a Discord and made it happen. And I've had a lot of great feedback that it works. Ignore the next topic thing at the bottom left of the slide. I literally just finished the presentation. I forgot to include it in the other ones. So let's talk about integration. So let me give you a quick rundown of how the system works. Basically, I know it may be hard to see these. I don't expect you to read them. So we'll get to that in a second. But basically, the general purpose of including the system is that it will allow any singular player or person in the Discord to submit a challenge idea. This challenge idea could simply be Bus Depot B23R only. That's a boring challenge, doesn't have much to it, but that could be one. And that person submits it. If it gets verified, which we'll talk about in a second, it'll be put into some sheets that I will show you in a second. And then from there, anybody else in the server can view that challenge, play the challenge, submit a video, and get themselves on a leaderboard for that challenge. Okay? So, let's get to it. So let's talk about requesting a challenge. So the most basic way, let me move over to that. The way that people will request challenges, and this is for my Discord, by the way. It's not going to be this. You could change the format of this if you wanted to. It's just a Google form, but everyone has access to this, and it's just request a challenge. They put their name here for record's sake. The game it'll take place in, it could take place in multiple games. the name of their challenge. Ignore difficulty. You're not going to have that because you guys are based on leaderboards. You're not based on points. I have a leaderboard myself, but it's different. It's more it's complicated in the way it works. With you guys, you're just going to be making, you know, who gets a higher round, basically. And that should be very easy for leaderboards. Mine is a little more complex. It has like 10 different point systems and all this bullshit. So just ignore that. This is also a thing you don't really need unless you really wanted it. Basically what this check all relate column does is in this document, which is where all challenges are for the record, every challenge that's ever been created by anyone in the Discord. So this is for one game. This is for Demon Souls, which this will be World at War, probably. Or World at War custom maps. Whatever. I mean, you can really do whatever you want. And there's even a modded section here in red. But yeah. So basically, this is everything for Dark Souls 1. All of these are challenges. There's even speedruns. You can even make speedrun challenges. But the tags, as I was mentioning, are for this. Basically, it makes it easy. Like, if I do Control F and I want to, like, do, like, if, for example, I was playing Black Ops 1, like, if I wanted to look up, maybe, like, single weapon challenges, or melee challenges, or etc. Like, you could categorize challenges into a specific tag. So, let's see, I could do, like, single kill. Oops, can't spell. And if I do that, then all of these challenges will only require me to kill like a boss, like a singular boss, or a singular enemy, etc. And they're all highlighted in green. So it's just a way to find stuff easier. That's all that is. It's completely... Another thing about this whole thing is you can make this however you want it. It does not have to copy this format. You can make it really any way you want. I have a co-op section, if it's co-op or not, the date it was created, first defeated. These are all statistics things that you don't even really need. This is all just random shit. So you can, like I said, the compatibility for this is it's limited because you already have a website right here that does a perfect job with leaderboards and all of that. But anyways, moving on. So let's get back to where we were. I was talking about requesting a challenge, right? We were here. So this is an explanation of what the challenge is. Everyone will be required to fill this out. Also, you can have it specified below which glitches, etc. you want to allow. So for a challenge, you can say in Black Ops 1, you allow lag switching to go through a Kino barrier, which I believe is possible. Or specific spots, like I think in World at War, Derice, you can get on top of the rafters in the that one generator room with the mystery box. I digress. Basically, you can specify here what you will allow the player to use in terms of glitches. Like the ray gun thing, right? The fucking machine gun ray gun that was found like months ago. Anyways, that's what this document is. Now, integrating this is really not that hard. You just make a Google form, and you allow everyone to have access to the Google form in the Discord. And you'll have to make new channels for this and etc. That's something you guys all have to decide if you want to do. But integrating this specific part is very easy. We'll talk about the benefits of this later. Next is the system in reviewing a run. So I actually forgot to pull this up, but I can get it in 2 seconds. Basically, there's this form. This form is the video submissions form. They provide their name, or hold on, let me just go to a random one. They provide their name. They provide the name of the challenge they're doing. They provide the links necessary to view the full run, and any timestamps that are necessary. For my Discord, that's a good thing to have, but for Zombie World Records, it may not be. And then this weekly thing, ignore that. You can make weekly challenges that benefit players somehow if you really wanted to. It's just something I have, but it's completely optional. It's not even necessary. And then with this video submissions form, you simply go to the link, you view the link, you have this open, so you go to the challenge. It is like, I don't know, bow only. This is just for Dark Souls. Obviously, it's going to be different for zombies, but it could be like B2, 3R only. And you go here, you view what the rules of the challenge are, you keep that in mind, you go back to the video, you watch their submission. If they follow the rules and then they successfully get to whatever round, then what you do is you take that round that they got, put it into leaderboards with the link, and there you go. That has been verified. Okay. Lastly, leaderboards. You could do leaderboards however you like. This leaderboard right here is completely inaccurate as to what it would look like. I have 3 different leaderboards. These are all different for my server, but basically these are based on points. If you wanted to, you could make a leaderboard based on points, but obviously that wouldn't be very smart because right now look at what you have. You have top 10s, or however many attempts for specific high rounds that you already have on your website. So you know, leaderboards are completely up to you guys on how you want to deal with that. So with that whole system in mind, let's talk about some concerns. How can you ensure that reasonable challenges are put through? Obviously, you don't want some stupid ass challenges going through. Like, I've had people in my Discord submit things like, sing this song with your face cam on while you fight this person. Like, no, that's obviously a very stupid idea, and no one wants to do that. No one will ever do that. So for zombies, depending on what the challenge is, there's going to be a team, a community team, or a team that's comprised of community members. It could be comprised of some of you guys, the ZWR staff. But basically what you'll be doing is with this sheet right here, only staff and community members who are staff will have access to how this form is handled. So if I don't like this idea, I can simply come up here, delete the idea, message that guy on Discord, hey, we didn't want to put your idea through, whatever. If you don't want to end up messaging the person and you just want to create general rules that state, you know, if your challenge idea doesn't get back to you within, I don't know, some number of time, it's most likely that it was terminated for whatever reasons, etc. Don't resubmit it. It's really up to you guys. I don't personally do that. I tell people when I delete their submission and the reasons why, but like I said, it's completely up to you guys. So do not worry about, if you have the right community people as staff for this system, I would do it myself, but I literally have this entire system for another Discord. I literally have tens of hours of work to do, and I can't currently do it because my internet's shit. So anyways, if you get the right community people running this thing, you can have it work perfectly fine and not have dumb challenges in your sheets that you don't want, that people won't play. Where would most of the time be spent? Most of the time is going to be spent here in video submissions. You would think that this would take longer because I can just think of an idea and fill out a goddamn form, you know? In reality, people are going to be submitting clips that you guys know how it goes. You guys are getting hour-long submissions, 1 hour, 2 hour. Sometimes it goes up to, you know, hundreds of hours, or not hundreds, but I know that there are world records out there that are more than 30 hours, something like that. They're crazy numbers. Personally, I put a 14-hour cap on mine. I don't want submissions that are any longer than 14 hours, but I don't know how you guys run that system. I don't know how you verify your runs. This is completely up to you, how you want to go through with this part. Sorry, I was on the wrong form. This part, which is taking that YouTube video or Twitch links and viewing them. Lastly, would it really be compatible? This is really the ultimate question. In my opinion, I think it could work. Thus, the work I put into making this video. I do think it could work. Now, you might be wondering, how are we going to incorporate all of these leaderboards into the website? And the answer is you're not. You're not going to be doing that. what you're going to be doing is you're gonna have all of the community created content and all of the community created challenges, etc., on Google Sheets, because Google Sheets has basically an infinite way to document, runs, etc., etc. So it doesn't really, it'll work fine. I've heard from the main ZWR guy. I forgot his name already, but he told me it's gonna make the website way too slow. Like, why would we incorporate this? So don't incorporate it directly into the website. Don't include the leaderboards, and don't include the categories. Just the only thing you need to incorporate into the website and integrate is links and a basic overview for the community related side, instead of just the pure already preset high rounds, no jug, all that shit, right? So for example, if I go here and I go to, I don't actually know where you guys have, here we are. What you could theoretically do is you could just fully redo this whole part and take all this community stuff, throw it into the sheets, and you might think, okay, that's a terrible idea because look at all this work. Like, why the hell would we do that? Well, let's go to the benefits and non-benefits. So a reason you might want to do that is because you're limited. In one situation, you're limited, heavily limited. You can't infinitely add to that because your website is going to become slow, which was mentioned before. If a benefit of moving everything to the sheets in terms of the community content is because it's infinite. You can infinitely have participation, which is something that you guys already have. But you can infinitely have no limits. There are really no limits to the system I just mentioned, where people could create whatever the hell they want and play whatever the hell they want. I mean, there's just the range of things you could do with the sheets and forms is it's incredible, because you can really do whatever. And if you guys don't have the time for that, which, by the way, the formatting part is not the hard part, the actual verifying the runs, that is the hard part, is verifying the runs and the time put into going through the runs and just etc., etc. So anyways, another benefit, anyone can participate in making or playing challenges. And by anyone, I mean literally anyone. Anyone who has access to the Discord or has access to the website and can view the forms and can view the sheets have access to infinite possibilities. And by infinite possibilities, I mean basically infinite possibilities with playing COD Zombies. And on top of that, a benefit that I didn't even realize is it completely revamps the way that people will play Call of Duty Zombies. Like, this is exactly what this achieves, by the way. Except the only problem is this is limited. My system is not limited. So it really is dependent on what you guys want to do. If it were me, I would love an infinite version of community challenges or community speedruns or whatever the hell. I would love that. That would be incredibly fun. I think for everyone would love that. And another thing is, there's really no downside to including the system, other than the only downside is potentially you will waste time. And the reason why is because a lot of these non-benefits, you can risk the community not taking part entirely. It's very possible that people just decide that they don't want to participate. Luckily for me, in my Discord, that didn't happen, and I have over, I think, 70 people taking part in, I know 70 is not a lot, but the Zombies community might be way more active in terms of competition. So you might have more people. It'll most likely be a separate part of the website. That's exactly what I mentioned before. You can't directly integrate it into the website because it's too much. You can't do that. And it will most likely require a team made by the community. And I put possibly because it's very possible that these ZWR staff currently can take over this system. I don't know how much work you guys get on average. It is very possible that you could do both things. I don't know personally. I would have to know currently how much hours of your lives you devote to the website already, which I'm guessing is a lot because it's a lot of maintenance. Which is another thing mentioned, is another non-benefit, is on top of your website that already requires maintenance, you're gonna be, you're gonna have a lot of maintenance on these sheets. The sheets are gonna be constantly updated. The forms as well. You're gonna have an entire new section of leaderboards. You're gonna have, over the course of months, hundreds of ideas coming in, runs coming in, etc. So let's also take note for a second that this is with the assumption that the ZWR staff will take over the system. If the community themselves takes over the system, the ZWR staff will be doing practically nothing. They'll be leaving it to the community, and that depends on how much the community actually cares. So just a little note there to clarify that and make it more clear what I was talking about. With all that in mind, I don't know if I summed all of that up the best that I could. If I were to conclude, I would say it's a great idea that you should incorporate into the website via a single page that links all the sheets and all the forms, how to participate, etc. Move the community stuff to move the current community leaderboards and all that stuff to the sheets, and just make an infinite community database that anyone can chip into and play around with. I think that a lot of people would love that. I attempted this myself. The problem with it is that I don't have the influence that you guys have. I'm a random fucking person, and I did try this at one point. I got a lot of people into it, but at the end of the day, it died out because I had school, and it was a one-man show. For further clarification, what I just mentioned was actually in regards to my own Discord server a long time ago for COD Zombies, where the system didn't go to plan because it was a one-man show, etc. And making it a one-man show is a very big mistake. I originally thought that relying on the community was the mistake, but it's really on you. It's how you make it, to be honest. If the community participates, amazing. If they don't, you lost a couple hours of formatting, and the system itself is really easy to make happen. It's just based on the community. It's on how much you advertise it, and how many people take part. I think with the zombies community, the zombie community is really active and there's a lot of really amazing players. I think it would be a great idea to incorporate something like this and that they would participate.